I'll be honest, guys, you see, as black people, we took the L on this situation. Like, we have to admit, we took the L. The reason I say that is because this woman was not an innocent victim. She was not. Like,
what's good, cousins, and welcome back again on another episode. How are you guys doing today? Thank you all so much for tuning in, and please, if you have not subscribed, please smash the subscribe button. And I want to personally remind you guys to as well always click on the like button. It makes other people get to see this video as well. In today's video, we are going to talk about what people are saying about the Peckham situation. If you don't know what happened, there was a black lady who went to a store. And getting there, they told her there is no refund policy. She insisted she wanted a refund because the product is not what she wanted. And because they refused that there is no refund policy here, she decided to pick on other products and wanting to leave the store. The shop owner was angry or got angry. One thing led to another. The whole situation just escalated, and this has sparked a conversation on TikTok. Other than that, this as well led into a protest, which made the entire situation more viral. Now, there are so many parts to this incident. I've seen people talk about or making it about the South Asian / black people conversation. There are people making it about, or in no situation or no circumstance should a man put his hand on a woman. There are people saying, oh, why is she trying to leave the store, taking another person's stuff or their goods, and just basically tagging it as she's stealing. There are so many headlines to this conversation. I'm not going to be posting the video where they got into that altercation. If you want to watch the video of the fight, I'm going to put a link in the description because of the community guidelines, so I won't be able to post that. But like I said, it has started so many conversations from different angles and just the way people see this situation. I'm going to be rolling in clips of what people are saying about this whole Peckham incident, because some people were even saying the protest was unnecessary. Like, I have read tons of comments, and it's just like different opinions from different angles. So I'm bringing it to you guys. What do you think about the Peckham situation if you have seen that video? And if you haven't, on the stitches, you can get to know more about the things that happen. So without wasting much time, let me just roll the clip of what people are saying about the Peckham incident.
Okay, I just want to start off by saying in no way, shape or form should any man be strangling a woman. Like, he should have handled that way better. However, right, this is why I waited a little bit to see the full story. Okay, so you can clearly see she came with 1 or 2 packets. I can't really tell, right? Now here you can see that she tried to leave with about 10 packets. So she basically stopped. I feel like us as the black community, we really need to ask ourselves, is it equality that we want or is it privilege that we want? Because equality looks like a foreigner has come to the country, he's built his business, he just doesn't accept the refunds, and you as another foreigner, you just allow him to run his business how he wants to and figure out something to do with your hair. Privilege, on the other hand, looks like kicking up a fuss, stealing things from the store, slapping the security guard as soon as he tries to stop you from stealing, throwing the cart in his blood clot eye, and then telling everyone to protest for your rights. Which one are we looking for? Is it privilege or is it equality? Like, us as a black community, we really need to start holding our people accountable, because it's getting frustrating how we go out and we do some ridiculous stuff and then we turn around and say, well, you're being racist. No, this is not a race issue. This is definitely a criminal issue, and no one should be going outside talking about Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, because what you're really trying to say is that black thieves matter. In no way, shape or form should you now come and be stealing things because they didn't want to give you a refund. Is this what we're protesting for?
Anti-blackness is rife within South Asian communities, so I'm not really shocked or surprised with how a lot of the online discourse is going with regards to the Peckham store and what that store owner did to a black woman. How he attacked a black woman, strangled her. I'm really not shocked or surprised, unfortunately, with what a lot of South Asian people are saying on this app. The rhetoric is quite honestly disgusting, and I really want to know what goes on inside someone's brain. And they sit there and try to justify a man strangling a woman like that over what? Even if she did steal the products, which she didn't. I want to know what it takes for someone's mind to go to the place where they believe it's justified for a man to be strangling a woman like that, to be attacking a woman in the way that he did. I also think a lot of South Asian people don't realise that anti-blackness doesn't just affect black people, it is actually something that affects us very deeply within the South Asian community. Not to say that even if it didn't affect us, it shouldn't be something that we should actively fight against. But the colorism within our communities is deeply rooted in that anti-blackness. And I personally have felt like there's a lot of South Asians that have had this mindset of essentially playing oppression Olympics. So ever since Black Lives Matter and the whole George Floyd incident, I feel like a lot of South Asian people have had resentment towards the black community. And I've said this before and I'll say it again, I think it's because the South Asian community very rarely finds ways to organise itself to help better its own community. And it's those same people who are so lazy that they will not help their own community or uplift their own community members that then feel some type of way about the black community organising themselves in order to, you know, quite literally fight for their civil liberties, fight for equal protections and equal rights. So in this situation where you've got the black community speaking out about this whole incident, but making it a wider conversation just in general, talking about how black consumers are treated in stores that are primarily targeted at them, stores that primarily benefit off of them. And when they are talking about their experiences in these stores, you've got South Asian people trying to silence them, trying to deny their experiences, but being very willing to accept their money, being very willing to accept their support when it comes to other social injustices. It makes no sense to me, and honestly, it just reeks of anti-blackness.
I think this whole incident at the hair shop in Peckham is part of a wider conversation about how brands and businesses and organisations make profit off of black consumers, but in reality have no regard for said black consumers despite making money off them. Every black woman knows the feeling of entering a black hair shop owned by non-black people to purchase black hair products, and just the treatment you get, like, it's always very off. Another example on like a less consumerish level is the hostility the black event organisers face, like the recesses, the DLTs, the hostility they face when wanting to put on black events, play black music in spaces and venues that aren't owned by black people. Those are both like micro, quite local examples, but even on a wider scale, this happens all the time. If you remember the Tarte brand trip that happened a few months ago that had TikTok going crazy. Tarte, a makeup brand, it invited black influencers and content creators onto this trip. Again, it looks fantastic. Yeah, they're championing black creators, but in reality, they treated those creators horribly. It was financially beneficial to have those people present, but there was no value for them as black creators. That's the thing, like most of these brands and businesses, they value black consumerism. They just don't value black consumers the same way, and there is a difference. Why for me, like Blackout Tuesday was air, complete air, because it was some of these brands that we had to come and drag by the singlet and say something, support us. And the thing with that as well is they do that because they know they can get away with it, because we'll still show up and we'll still buy the products. Like this guy puts his greasy, fat infested fingers around this lady's neck because he knew he could get away with it. So I know it feels like this was just a one-off situation, one boss man on the street in Peckham, but realistically it's indicative of a wider system of brands and businesses who value black consumerism, but they don't place value on black consumers, and they do that because they know they can, and there's no repercussions.
What about the situation in Peckham? The black woman enters the hair shop in Peckham, owned by an Asian man, and then she was accused of stealing, and they kind of go back and forth amongst each other, and it escalates.
I saw him grab her by the neck, innit, and she whacked him with the trolley bus.
Yeah.
Because my whole thing is, it's too easy to separate everything into colour. Let's just do with humanistics and characteristics of that person, what they've done. Do you get what I mean? Because it would have been the same thing if it was a white crackhead trying to thief out of his shop. A business owner and a person. Take away all the colour. Because regardless, he could be Asian, he still has a family he has to feed. He's not running the business just to do it for the local charity. He's doing it to put money in his pocket. His shop probably gets hit up every single day by local nitties on the block, thieving.
Do you think it differs to some extent because you're seeing it as it's an Asian man that is, you subconsciously entered within a black space, you're in a predominantly black area, you're selling products that are ideally for black women specifically?
I was born in Brixton, 85. From 85 till I'm now, Asians run the hair product business. So if black people had a problem with Asians running the hair product business, you should have done it from the days of fucking Black and Beautiful, with the fucking the pink hair spritz. Don't you remember the days of Blue Magic?
Yeah.
Where was you buying our
I
fucking
do.
blue hair? Don't fucking get me mad, blood. Are you alright, blood? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Palmer's is not even owned by fucking black Jamaicans.
That shocked
Bro,
me. I
get the
didn't even
fuck
know
out
that.
of here, bro.
I didn't even know that.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're in no fucking thing to start talking shit. We've been buying weed from them since the fucking days of Dancehall Queen. Yeah? Lady Saw fucking Patra. Yeah? Blue Magic, cocoa butter, yeah? Fucking chickpea oil, your fucking perm. Where do you buy your perm kit from? To perm your fucking hair. Don't talk fucking shit to me, blood. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you want to control something and not do it,
your own.
then fucking sort it out. If it's racism, I can understand that. Don't look at it because she's a black woman and he's an Indian man. Just look at it as a man dragging up a woman in his shop for potentially stealing.
That is the facts of the
There's
story.
no reason for you to drag up any woman like that
Of course not.
in the shop. But don't just go to the straight power weapon. It's a black woman. So what if it was a white woman in the shop? Or if it was the same Indian
It would still
woman?
be wrong.
It'd still be wrong.
So 3 reflections about the incident in the hair shop of the black woman being attacked by the hair shop owner guy in Peckham. It is well to me as a black woman that I feel like I am becoming desensitized to these incidents because 1, they're happening so frequently. 2, I absolutely know that I could be the victim of one of these incidents. So maybe that's me just numbing myself to the issues. And 3, I feel like it becomes so... People are so happy and open to share violence against black women in particular, that I can feel society also becoming desensitized to the fact that black women are hurt and disrespected so openly by men in our own community and men in other communities. That's my reflection. That's one. My second reflection on this incident is that when I saw the footage come up, so when I saw the incident kicked off and all the social media pages got it and whatnot, my first thing was to disengage with it because I already could see the aftermath of this incident and I already knew it was going to piss me off. The aftermath of these incidents always become about victim blaming and justification of violence against black women, and I'm getting to my limit. So as much as I've tried to ignore not ignore it, but as much as I've tried to stay away from the conversation, stay away from the footage, I felt like I just had to talk about it because actually I can't ignore it. It is my community. And I've obviously got involved in looking through some of the comments about the incident. It bothers me to my core that, you know, this is what day 1 or day 2 of this incident happening. People do not know the ins and outs yet. Like, information is still coming out. We're being drip fed information. I'm aware that the woman got arrested. I don't think the guy got arrested, but I think he's going to get arrested. So there's drips and drabs of information, but yet there is such a clear argument, and I would say mostly by men, but by some women, that already have blamed the victim for the incident happening. So I've seen the argument that, well, she was stealing, so you know that's what happens. We steal from people's businesses. I've seen that. I saw the other argument of people saying, well, you know, she wasn't strangled, when actually the video very clearly shows you that she was strangled. I've seen a few other arguments that just want to distract you from the fact that a black woman was violently assaulted. Like, just want to distract you from that and include all this other mess and nonsense to distract you from the main point, which is a black woman was assaulted, was strangled, which could have led to much worse injuries, could have been fatal. But yet, men and some men in the comments are there talking about well, she was stealing, or searching for justifications, and it irritates me to my core. To counter some of the nonsense that will be going on in the comments, I'm so pleased that that I can't remember that group, I'm going to tag them, went and, you know, stood outside the shop, protested, because I think it definitely demonstrates that there is some unity in the community. But I just don't know if it's enough. Like, I just don't know if it's enough. I feel so sorry for that woman. I really hope that we see justice for her. But yeah, it's just absolutely wild out here. But I think these incidents always come in to show me that there will be some people in this community, in the black community, which I think is more hurtful and more painful, who will never be able to see and accept black women as the victim, despite there being video evidence, despite there being first-hand accounts. They will never be able to see black women as victims, and that's wild to me.
I would like to hear what you guys think about what they all said in the comment section. Like, let's continue this conversation there. What are your thoughts about her, you know, wanting a refund and the shop saying there is no refund here, and then she went on to, you know, pick more products and then was accused of stealing? There was a particular place or a lady or a video I came across where the lady said she, you know, slapped the man first. So the conversation is so divided. And a lot of people are saying we don't have to address this situation from a color perspective. And there are some people actually saying you don't have to constantly make a black woman the victim in this situation. There are people saying, oh, this woman is at fault as well. We don't have to put color into the conversation when we are talking about her just packing product from a shop owner. There are people saying you don't expect the shop owner to just sit down one place and see someone, you know, loot their shop, because, you know, they were saying she was packing products way more than what she even brought back to, you know, return. So I would like to hear your thoughts about this whole conversation in the comment section. Like I said, it's going viral, like really, really viral. This was a situation that led into a protest, so we all have an idea of how viral this is. I would like to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Who do you think is at fault here? Like, this shop does not have a refund policy, and you want a refund by force. And because you could not get a refund, you went on to pick more products. This man was on the wrong hand, you know, putting his hand on this woman. But there are other people justifying the fact that you don't expect him to sit back and watch this woman loot his shop. And there are people as well saying she slapped this man first. Like, let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. This conversation is just from different angle, and I would like to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you all so much for being part of this video. And if you have not subscribed, please smash the subscribe button and turn your bell notification on. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, and I love you guys.